Welcome to the Debra Jo Rupp-i-verse. Rupp.
Previously in the Debra Jo Rupp-i-verse, Art, Gruff and Joe discussed the theory that the actress Debra Jo Rupp is a nexus being, the central force holding together a multiverse of interconnected characters, all played by her. Who is this character Debra Jo Rupp so aptly portrays in this new reality? Well, we start in Boston, where we find out her name is Helen, and she hires private investigator Spencer from Spencer for Hire to discover her husband Phil has been cheating on her. She takes it out on the messenger. Distraught and starting over, Helen moves to New York and gets a job as a toy store clerk for the holidays, where she tells Kate McArdle from the show Kate and Allie that her credit card is declined due to having to buy all the same toys twice because of a robbery. We can only assume that this was seasonal work for Helen, who we later see going by the name Margaret in the original Equalizer TV series, working as a secretary for a stalker who is making his wife's life miserable.
That's right, Debbie. Soon after we see Miss Jo Rupp's secretary character in Equalizer, she gets a big break in the movie Big as Tom Hanks' secretary. Art Star and Joe think this makes perfect sense for her to be a secretary at a toy company given her previous experience as a toy clerk and a secretary. However, Gruff cautions that we should slow our roll and keep in mind she might not like toys. It could just be a job. Regardless, the fact that her resume's matches based on her previous IMDb credits is pretty damn sweet. This Debra Jo Rupp-i-verse might be something just yet, motherfuckers.
You're damn skippy, Carl. Now let's continue on with the movie Big, because surely the fellas have something to say about the great Tom Hanks entering the fucking Ruppiverse. By the way, Art Star looks like he's probably pretty good in the sack.
Here's my other question. In Big, I don't remember her in this. Not saying that I've seen Big a few times, but would you say that she's got that sort of same Debra Jo Rupp kind of voice quality, which is like she's a clearly a character actress that kind of has that, I want to say Fran Drescher type or whatever, that voice is different than most people. A little bit nasally,
like
a little
just
bit
in the upper range.
Yeah.
She's just above.
Which makes her a funny character. Like you want her to
she's-
be like a featured extra in some of these. Like she's got that voice.
Well, I want to feel like I'm sort of biased just because I've watched enough of that 70s show.
Yeah.
That whenever I see her in something, I almost always hear Kitty Foreman.
Yeah. Do you hear that's? I guess that's my question.
Yeah.
Do you hear Kitty Foreman in this character?
I slightly do hear Kitty Foreman.
Well, that's because Kitty Foreman was her character,
Yeah.
man.
That's
So,
her main. Yeah, and it's so much of her. But I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm just saying
No,
that
it's not. It's not.
because when I share her work on Molly Dodd, it's throwing me off.
You call this coffee. I didn't call it that.
Because she's not the same
Good.
like typical, character actors get stereotyped and get
Well, you
roles
get gigs,
that
man.
all fill. She's a funny sounding lady. I
She's
would
got
almost say older than she actually is. Like her characters come off as an older lady, even though she's really not that old yet in 1988. Wouldn't you say? Like she's like a mom type, like she is in the 70s show. I mean, maybe we're tainted because we know her from that. But in Molly Dodd,
you're both tainted.
Goes against she goes against typical casting for her is what I would say.
Good. She's like, well, I mean, that's the thing.
But we'll get to
typical casting for her as of Molly Dodd is what we've talked about plus unknown theater work.
Right. She's a receptionist. She's
she's
upset.
She's a solid representation of an everyday
toy store clerk,
of a normal
somebody you see behind a counter, somebody you see helping you. Art, sorry, you got more on Big to talk about? Anything else? Any offshoots?
Not that I can think of right now. Something to pop back up into my head. I'm pretty sure.
So this puts Tom Hanks, our biggest star as of yet, right, into the Debra Jo Rupp-i-verse.
It does.
So does it automatically bring Peter Scolari and everything future? Does it bring what's the Crashing on the Hudson movie? Does it Wilson volleyball and Sully? Yeah. Dragnet
Otto.
Here's the thing: Tom Hanks has been in any and everywhere.
Family
So
Ties.
I'm pretty sure
Happy Days.
if we fall down the Tom Hanks rabbit hole,
Yeah.
there's already at least six
That's
to
a
seven
rabbit
people
warren.
who are in the
Yeah.
MCU already.
Yeah.
Right.
So Tom Hanks has rubbed shoulders. You know,
With
he's
everybody.
constantly rubbing shoulders.
So if our goal was to go down and get as many films and movies already in the Debra Jo Rupp, we've already opened the doors
portal.
opened and the
Right.
world
I mean,
has the
from
portals opened and everything's
Loja,
here.
Hanks, Rule.
Yeah, Big has just exploded the
Perkins.
Debra Jo Rupp-i-verse.
Yeah.
So at this point, we could connect probably everything that's ever been made anywhere, I would say.
You can get Yahoo Serious to Kevin Bacon. You're pretty good.
I would say it'd be harder to find something that's not now in the Debra Jo Rupp-i-verse because of Big, wouldn't you say? Then find what is.
Well, no, I mean, I don't want to make such a bold assumption.
Yeah,
but
because I'm pretty sure you can find something that's not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
we could probably find stuff that's not.
Yeah, but I mean, this is
it takes some work.
Yeah.
It'd have to be some like obscure things. But that's saying that's the kind of like is moving our trajectory is maybe we're just here to appreciate Debra Jo Rupp's work.
I that's why I'm here.
And
Yeah.
Like everything else is a fun game.
That's what brought us here.
Yeah, that's why I chuckled when you said I thought this out. I was like, come on, man. No, I smoked it out, but I didn't think it out. I'm here to write, link up with the energy, interpret and exalt.
Well, that maybe we're also here. Maybe at the end of this, something is going to go off in our heads and like, oh, this is why we've done this. And maybe Debra Jo Rupp will find us and be like, guys, I appreciate what you're doing here.
It's the best.
Let me be a part of this from now on. And
Or either she'll say cease and desist.
Or cease and desist.
It's stupidity. It's complete and utter stupidity.
But she might be like, hey, let me give you a little insight on what it was like to work on Big. While I was working on Big, I was accosted by some studio executive that was a dick and it ruined my life. Or maybe she'll say, Tom Hanks and I actually became friends, and then we hung out and exchanged numbers, and we had coffee.
Make that lady a good cup of coffee.
From then on,
we both enjoy typewriters.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Then that's our
maybe she became like an older sister to him.
You never know. We can speculate all we want because Debra Jo Rupp has not graced us yet.
I did find out something about Big that I did not know.
Okay.
The piano scene in Big. You remember that?
Yeah, with Robert Loggia, they're dancing on the piano.
That was actually them.
Really?
Yeah. So they had brought in doubles because they didn't think that Tom Hanks and Robert Loggia could actually pull off the dance moves.
The Robert Loggia, you're right.
Yeah.
But they made it their point to learn the moves so they wouldn't have to use the doubles.
See?
Then also
That's
just
cool.
falling down that whole reading about like the bloopers and gags and goofs and things.
Yeah, love those.
Like there's a bag that Tom, and it's weird because I noticed, but it didn't even dawn on me until I read about it. But like when they're walking through the toy store, Tom Hanks has a bag in his hand. And he like starts walking and he walks up on the piano. He's like, whoa. And then he sit there, he starts playing on the piano. He tosses his bag and they play Chopsticks. They play I forgot the other song first. But once they get finished playing on the piano, they turn around and they walk away. Never picked the bag up. Just left the bag. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. But until I read that, I had never noticed it. Like I saw him toss the bag, but it never dawned on me that he never got the bag again.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because if anyone's watching this or paying attention to Debra Jo Rupp-i-verse, and this is the first foray into history for jerks, Art Star on the Nerd School podcast is known for Easter eggs and in movies and MCU stuff, and even coining a new term called Easter chickens, which, if I'm saying this correctly, Art, let me know if I'm getting this right. But what I think an Easter chicken is something that isn't an Easter egg yet, but something that was in a movie that in a later movie they make it into an Easter egg,
or they make it into it, or they make it into an Easter egg, or they may make it into an Easter egg. So they may come back.
Make it.
Right.
So
Something
like
like
a
a little
dangling
nugget that,
reference.
yeah,
Right.
a little
Like a
reference that
dangling
might come back
reference.
in 4 movies from now when you've forgotten about it.
Or they
This
may
little
never
scene
get back to it.
could
Yeah.
be an Easter chicken, which is really cool. I'm
Fred.
telling
And sometimes,
Fred.
sometimes the Easter egg hatches and become an
Yeah.
Easter chicken. That's a new one for you.
Yeah.
That's a new one for you because they've done things which have been called have been Easter eggs, but they've never touched on them again. They probably won't.
And they
Because
What
might
if
not.
it was an Easter lizard?
What would an Easter lizard entail and be?
And how's
Well,
that
it would
different?
be just like another. It would be like that pre-Easter chicken. What you're just saying, because lizards have eggs.
Lizards have
Lizards
eggs, too.
predated chickens. So
Yes.
eggs came before chickens.
Yeah, Steve recently was talking about they've solved the which came first, the chicken or
Well,
the egg
it's not
thing.
they. There's no they. It's a riddle.
they
but there's
is
an answer.
Neil deGrasse Tyson
Yo.
and Joe Rogan. Just kidding.
Yeah, it is.
No,
It
but
could've
somebody you
It's
told
like
me that
yeah, I know. It's like
the egg
how
came
do you find-
first
Well,
because a lizard hatched an egg that became a chicken. Is what
Yeah.
you're telling me.
well, yeah, like chickens are related
So
to
a lizard had a
lizards.
chicken.
Well, lizards became chickens.
Ah,
You know,
okay.
dinosaurs became chickens. Dinosaurs had eggs. Therefore, the egg was before the chicken.
Here's a question for you, Steve, that you might know the answer to.
Oh,
What
magnets. What?
What has lasted? What's older, dogs or horses?
Ooh.
Do you know the answer, Art?
I don't. I'm
Horses.
asking Steve.
I want to say there are, because people like ancestors of dogs were bears, and bears and pre-horses coexisted. And I say pre-horses is like the mammals that eventually became horses. Oh, that's rough. That's fun. I'll smoke on that. And I'll see if I can come up with something entertaining. But
Dogs.
back to Debra Jo Rupp.
Dogs were domesticated before horses, according
We're
to
not fucking
Google.
talking about domestication. I appreciate your side fact though.
Well, when I Google
Because
it,
it makes it.
that's what
Well,
it says.
dogs
Why
were
does it say
domesticated because we both ate at the same prey. We were both scavengers. It's like dogs, humans, and crows and crows/ravens have always hung out at the carcass.
Who did horses evolve from dogs?
I don't think so, dude. I don't think so. I think that's
Dog,
Yeah.
horse,
Uh,
horse, dog.
According,
no, that's just language wise.
apparently, sifting through fossil bones and teeth, paleontologists have traced the ancestry of horses back roughly 50 million years to a dog-sized hoofed animal called a Hyracotherium. But I guess it's a dawn
They're
horse.
pre-horses. It's a pre-horse.
But it doesn't mean it's the same.
Like I put that closer to a pig.
All I want is my war horse.
I just want a dog I can ride.
Are horses as smart as dogs?
Horses are pretty smart.
This thing's gone off the rails, guys.
Is
Yeah,
a zebra
dude,
a
we don't
horse?
have
Is a
rails,
zebra a
man.
horse or a donkey?
We're like,
Neither. That's the answer. Neither.
yeah,
Were horses once dinosaurs?
that was the
It just keeps
exasperated
going more
side.
questions. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But no, all
Okay,
right. So
anyway,
you know what
but
a dark
horses-
ride is,
yeah.
right, Art?
What?
Like in a carnival or an amusement park or whatever, the dark ride. It's you're on rails and you go through shit.
Uh-huh.
They've made dark rides without rails, and that's all we are. It's a dark ride without rails.
I thought all we were was dust in the wind.
Dust. Wind. Dude.
Oh, you and your fucking Bob Dylan bullshit.
Bob Dylan Bourbon,
Exactly.
Heaven's Door. And we are sponsored by. No, we're not sponsored, but
Known
if
you
Heaven's
for
Door would like to
fucking
sponsor
40
us,
years and now.
all you got to pay me is lifetime supply of bourbon forever.
Debra Jo Rupp is everything. Debra Jo Rupp, underwear. Debra Jo Rupp is the king and queen. Rupp, 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 Rupp. I'm Debra. Jo Rupp is a nexus